horsepower. No hybrid motors, no heavy batteries, just pure, unadulterated American muscle. Ford just dropped the 2026 Mustang GT500, and it's not just a car, it's a middle finger to the entire supercar establishment. While everyone else is going electric, the new Shelby is doubling down on a screaming, upgraded Predator V8 that officially makes this the most powerful street-legal Ford ever built. But here's the kicker. It's doing things on the track that even a $300,000 GTD might struggle to beat. Is this the last great era of the gasoline engine, or has Ford finally built a Mustang that's actually too powerful for its own good? Stick around, because this thing just changed the rules of the game. For decades, the Shelby name has represented the absolute peak of American performance, but in 2026, the stakes have changed. We're living in a world where $300,000 super Mustangs like the GTD exist, and high-performance EVs are threatening to take over the drag strip. Enter the 2026 Mustang GT500 built on the sharp, digital-forward S650 platform. This isn't just a refresh, it's Ford's aggressive answer to a market that's losing its roar. This launch matters because, while other brands are retiring their icons, Ford is leaning into a rumored new Legend V8 engine to see exactly how much power a street-legal pony car can handle before it becomes too much. Visually, it's a Predator. You've got the massive hood vents, that signature wide body stance, and aerodynamics that look like they were stolen straight from a GT3 race car. But beneath that aggressive carbon fiber and those classic racing stripes, there's a big question. Can this $100,000 monster actually outperform the supercars triple its price? Today, we're going deep. We're tearing down the tech, the interior, and most importantly, the raw performance to see if this is truly the king of the S650 era. Let's see if the hype matches the heat. Let's get into the meat of this beast, because the 2026 Mustang GT500 is doing things with physics that shouldn't be possible for a front-engine muscle car. It all starts under that massive, vented hood with the Legend engine. We're talking about an evolved 5.2-liter supercharged Predator V8. While the previous model was already a handful at 760 horsepower, Ford has pushed the 2026 version to a staggering 800-plus horsepower. When you fire this thing up, it doesn't just idle, it snarls. On the road, the power delivery is violent but surprisingly controlled. Thanks to a lightning-fast, 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, the gear shifts happen in less than 100 milliseconds. If you pin the throttle, you're hitting 60 mph in just about 3.3 seconds. It's the kind of acceleration that pins your shoulders to the seat and doesn't let go until you're well into triple digits. But Ford didn't just give it a bigger hammer and call it a day. The aerodynamics are inspired directly by the Mustang GT3 race car. You'll notice the snakebite grille, huge openings to feed air to the massive supercharger and keep those 800 horses from overheating. Carbon fiber everywhere. If you opt for the track pack, you get exposed carbon fiber wheels that shed nearly 40 pounds of unsprung weight. That's a massive deal for how the car feels in a corner. The active wing, it adjusts on the fly to give you downforce when you're braking and less drag when you're flying down the back straight. Inside, it's a total departure from the old-school Shelby. You're greeted by a massive curved digital display that looks like it belongs in a jet fighter. The gauge cluster is fully customizable. You can even set it to mimic the classic 90s Fox body gauges if you're feeling nostalgic. You've got Recaro bucket seats that hug you tight, which is good, because this car generates enough G-forces to slide you right into the passenger seat if you aren't buckled in. Is it perfect? Not quite. All that power and cooling gear makes this a heavy car, hovering around 4,000 pounds. You feel that weight when you're trying to dive into a tight hairpin turn. And while the MagneRide suspension does its best to keep things smooth, if you put this in track mode on a normal city street, your spine is going to feel every single pebble. But here is where things get really interesting. We've seen what it can do on paper, but how does it stack up when you look at the window sticker? You might want to sit down for the pricing reveal coming up next, because Ford just did something nobody expected. Before we talk about the cost, we have to look at the catch-22 of owning an 800 horsepower daily driver. Is this actually a car you can live with, Or is it just a very expensive trophy? Let's break down the pros and cons. The performance numbers are one thing, but how does all that power translate to the pavement? We took the 2026 GT500 to the track to find out, and the result was enough to make even the most seasoned supercar owners sweat. As the Christmas tree lights hit grain, the GT500 doesn't just launch, it explodes. Thanks to a massive 315-section rear tire and a launch control system that feels like it was tuned by NASA, the 60 mph mark flashes by in a blistering 3.1 seconds. But it's what happens after 60 that's the real shocker. While most muscle cars start to catch air and lose steam, the GT500's active aero pins it to the asphalt. In the quarter mile, it's clocking in at 10.5 seconds at 138 mph. To put that in perspective, it's walking away from the Corvette Z06 on the straightaways and staying glued to the bumper of a Porsche 911 GT3 through the S's. There was a moment coming out of turn 4 where I pushed the throttle a bit too early. In any other car, that's an immediate spin. But the GT500's new Legend stability management caught the slide so smoothly it made me look like a pro. This car isn't just powerful, it's intelligent. It's bridging the gap between raw, terrifying muscle and precision-engineered European performance. But then, we hit the one stat that changed everything. As we pulled back into the pits, the final data log revealed something about this car's endurance that we absolutely did not see coming, and it brings up a serious question about whether you should actually sign that order form. So, where does that leave us? Is the 2026 Mustang GT500 the new king of the road, or just a very loud dinosaur? After putting it through the ringer, the verdict is clear. This is the most capable, most aggressive, and most refined Mustang ever built. Ford has managed to create a car that feels like a raw American muscle car in the straights, but acts like a surgical European instrument in the corners. The quick rundown. The pros: you're getting 800-plus horsepower and supercar-level tech for a fraction of the price of a Ferrari or a GTD. The Legend engine is a masterpiece, and that digital cockpit is leagues ahead of anything else in the segment. The cons: you have to deal with a stiff ride on city streets, a thirst for premium fuel that'll make your wallet cry, and a price tag that, while a bargain for the performance, is still firmly in the six-figure territory. If you're a track day regular, or a collector who wants the absolute pinnacle of the internal combustion era, this is your car. It's for the buyer who wants to humiliate supercars at the drag strip on Sunday and still have a warranty on Monday. However, if you're looking for a comfortable, low-profile daily driver, you might want to stick with the dark horse. In a US market that's rapidly pivoting towards silent electric speed, the GT500 is a thunderous reminder of why we fell in love with cars in the first place. It's more than just a new model, it's a milestone. Ford has effectively ended the competition by proving that the gasoline V8 isn't just surviving, it's still winning. But now, I want to hear from you. Is 800 horsepower too much for a Mustang, or is this exactly what the S650 needed to become a legend? Would you take this over a Corvette Z06? Drop a comment below, and let's get the debate started. If this deep dive helped you decide if the GT500 is worth the hype, hit that like button and subscribe to join the community. We've got a lot more 2026 performance testing coming your way, and you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.